Yo, what's going on, man? Today is March the 15th, 2023. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show live on Twitter. I'm also live on YouTube as well. You guys can join me either one. I ask that you guys hit the like button as you guys join, retweet the show, share the show, all those good things. Let's see if we can find some winners for today, man. If you're new, um, check me out. If you're new to the spaces, check me out on YouTube. If you're new to YouTube, check me out on Twitter. Follow me on both. Subscribe as well. I do 2 shows a day of my own. I also tap in with my guy RC and do Less Cap, his show on YouTube as well most days. So a lot of different ways you can find my thought process of how I'm looking at these games, how I'm handicapping them, and what I'm and what I'm betting on for today. So like I said, hit the like button for me if you guys can, and let's go ahead and get into it real quickly. As I always do, recap of yesterday. We had a 4-2 day, so it's not the best day, but I mean it's a positive day, so we'll take it. Wizards first quarter and first half cash. Shout out to my guy RC. I talked about that play. Everybody who rolled with me on the Wizards, especially after coming off a 17-point loss, I think a 19-point loss in Philly on Sunday. So Wizards bounced back big yesterday, and then we also cashed on the Lakers money line. Loved the Lakers last night against the Pelicans in a must-win spot. Knicks first quarter, first half did not cash, but then the full game minus the 2 did cash. The Knicks are almost like the Wizards, one of the teams that play really, really well in the first quarter and in the first half and typically fade in the second half until I take them. And then they play poorly in the first quarter and the first half, and they come back and play well in the second half. Really, really just frustrating if you want to follow the trends, and then they don't go your way one night. So it is what it is. 4-2 day. Can't complain about making a little money yesterday. Hopefully we can find some more winners for today. So let's get into a couple of the games that I do have plays in. Then I open it up to everybody else as I always do. And let you guys kind of share your best bets and your reason behind why you like the teams that you like. So let's jump right into it. I'm looking for, don't have it. Actually just finished up a workout, which is why um, let me get to Twitter really quickly so I can make sure that we have the most updated injury news and information for you guys. Let's see. Just pull up Underdog real quick. Make sure nothing's been added because I literally just sat down in front of my computer. So Jaden Ivey is for tomorrow. Buddy Hill is also listed for tomorrow. Marvin Bagley's out for tomorrow. Brooke Lopez tomorrow. Miles Turner tomorrow. Halliburton tomorrow. Rubio, I just saw this too 3 minutes ago. Rubio was listed as out for this game. All of a sudden, he's upgraded to now listed as available to play. NBA is weird, man. It's really, really weird. We also got Kyrie unlikely to play. Rudy Gobert is listed as questionable tonight against the Boston Celtics. Sengun didn't play the last game against the Celtics the other day, but he's listed as questionable for tonight against the Lakers on the second leg of a back-to-back for the Lakers. And then Kyle Lowry is listed as questionable for the Miami Heat, who host the Memphis Grizzlies. And Tim Hardaway Jr. and Christian Wood are also listed as questionable in that game. Luka Doncic has also already been ruled out for the Dallas Mavericks. So the Mavs kind of going through a slide right now, getting bit with the injury bug at the wrong time of the year as well. Let's see. I think those are the big ones that kind of affect us today. We also got Jared Allen, who's listed as out for this game with that eye contusion that he suffered in Miami about 3 games ago. Let's see. Jalen McDaniels unlikely to play. He plays for the Sixers. Robert Williams hamstring could return in 5 to 7 days, so it looks like he's gonna miss the next week of basketball or about that. And then Caruso, he's a big one. Want to talk about Caruso's injury and how he impacts the game as well. So Caruso's downgraded to questionable with an illness as of 4 hours ago, so about 1:30 Eastern time. And then the Spurs got a bunch of different things going on. Man. I won't read all theirs, but they got a bunch of different things going on. And I think those are the big injury concerns for today. I don't think I missed anything. Of course, AD is ruled out. For people who don't know, he was ruled out last night. He is not playing on second leg of back-to-back. So those are what we got there. So let's get into the games for today. So first game up that I really, really took a dive into was this Kings versus Bulls game. I think this is an interesting game because I talked about this yesterday, but styles make fights. You get the Kings, who are a really, really good offensive team on the road where their offense typically doesn't play as well. role players just don't play as good against the Bulls, who, a defensive minded team, a team that, is bottom 5, bottom 10 in offensive efficiency, offensive rating. They struggle to shoot the three, all those good things. And they've been, playing a little bit better recently, but a lot of that is due to, their opponents. They're coming off of, almost a letdown win, a letdown loss against the Houston Rockets the other day. They are a much more rested team. We're looking at 3 days of rest compared to only 1 day of rest. For the Sacramento Kings, who are coming off the loss against the Milwaukee Bucks at home, which we also call that game correctly as well. I was on the Bucks in that game, so really, really interesting game here. I don't have a side on the. I don't have I didn't take a side in this one, but I am playing the under. To me, it just kind of feels like I found the most support on the under for this game, and I'll tell you guys what I have. So the uh the the Kings, they've been road favorites 4 times this year in non-conference games, and they're 3-1 to the under in that spot. Those games are only averaging about 227 points. The Kings are also 7-4 to the under, playing in their first leg of a back-to-back. They do travel to Brooklyn. They'll go from Chicago tonight to Brooklyn tomorrow to take on the Nets. Also 4-1 to the under in road games on the first leg of a back-to-back. So if they're playing a back-to-back and they're not at home in the first game, they're also 4-1 to the under in that as well. You look at Chicago; they've been the third-rated defensive team post All-Star break, and they got a lot to play for. I like betting on teams to have a lot to play for, or at least betting on their defense. I don't know if Chicago's going to win this game. I know a lot of people on both sides. I couldn't talk anybody off Sacramento. One thing I looked at earlier, looking at some SDQL, the Sacramento Kings team is the hottest team in the NBA offensively. Nobody can seem to stop them. The only way you can stop them is if you can outscore them. And do I think Chicago Bulls can outscore them tonight? I don't, honestly. I don't. If I had a lean, I'd be taking the Kings in this spot, but I'm not playing the side because the Kings offense, I do expect it to dry up just a tad bit on the road. They will also be without Trey Lyles, who's suspended for 1 game for the incident that he had with Brook Lopez the other day. So you're relying a lot on guys like Keegan Murray, who we've seen just kind of stand in the corner and disappear in road games throughout this season. And no slight to Keegan Murray, because he's a really, really good rookie, can shoot the ball really, really well. I like Keegan Murray a lot, but guys like Keegan Murray, Harrison Barnes, we've seen him fade in certain role spots. Do those guys show up? Because I think we know we're going to get a good effort from Sabonis, get a good effort from De'Aaron Fox, but and then off the bench, Davion Mitchell will come in. He'll play really good defense. Defense translates from home to road. Malik Monk, we know he'll play well off the bench as well. To me, it just feels like an under. I feel like the Kings won't play. They won't score as many points. If you look at their splits, they don't score as many on the road. They also haven't played the non-conference game on the road in quite a while. It's been since before the All-Star break, so at least since the beginning of February, since this team has actually been, deep on the East Coast. So for all those reasons, I did play the under. Like I said, the Bulls are the more desperate team in this spot, and they should bring something defensively. Kings also 3-1 to the under as road favorites, facing a team that they've previously went under with already this season. These teams did play. I think it was February the 4th, or I forgot exactly what date it was, but the Kings won that game 110-101. So what that tells me is that the Bulls play defense to hold the Kings to only 110 points. That's not a lot for this Kings team. Is averaging north of 130 points post All-Star break. But it also tells me that the Kings were able to slow down the Chicago Bulls team as well. In Chicago, they can get really stagnant in their offense. So for all of those reasons, I did take the under. I still do like the under at 236, what it is right now, but I didn't play it at that, if I'm being honest with you guys. I caught it at 238, opened at 240. I talked about this one on the morning show. If you guys tapped in with me earlier, I talked about anticipating this total to go down, and it just only went down throughout the day. So I do look for this game to go to go under. Be my best bet. I also lean to the Kings, but I didn't play the side. Moving along, next game I want to touch on really quickly is the Celtics and the Timberwolves. Another interesting game here. Let me get to the live eye screen just to make sure nothing changed. So I want to start this game by saying that Boston will be without Robert Williams, of course, as they have been recently. He influences the defense, but Minnesota, them having Minnesota having Rudy Gobert listed as questionable in this spot is it extremely important. He influences the total as well. If Rudy Gobert is in there, you like the under a little bit more. I played it already, so I'm not telling you guys what to do, but I did play the total. I played it at 234. I talked about this one on the morning show as well. Setting the table for this one. So Celtics are coming off, probably the worst loss they. Honestly, I don't even know if it's the worst loss they had all season because they did go to OKC and lose by like 30 earlier this year in a game that I remember because I was on them in the first half and thought they might let up in the second half. They got smacked. I think they gave up like 40 points in the first quarter, 40 points in the second quarter. They never had a chance in that game. And the Celtics don't play well against teams that don't have anything to play for. When they're the definition of a true team that just don't get up in these spots where they should be motivated. And we saw that in the last game. That did they bounce back in that game? They absolutely did. If you go back and look, after the Celtics lost to the Thunder and gave up 150 points, they played the Mavericks in the next game. We were on the Celtics in that game as well in the bounce back spot, and they did bounce back well. The problem is the Mavs, they were a one-trick pony at that time with just Luka. This Timberwolves team on the opposite side, they're in a really weird travel spot. They played at home last Friday against the Brooklyn Nets. That game went to overtime and they lost. Then they went to Atlanta. They won that game. Atlanta continues to play no defense, which is what I keep telling you guys. They continue to play no defense, bottom five defense. Timberwolves do play defense. So to me, it kind of feels like this one is, slighted towards the under. And I kind of talked about it already. So what I got is, teams coming off a previous double-digit road loss when they were, teams coming off a road loss where they were double-digit favorites because the Celtics were laying 13 points and lost that game outright to Houston. Those teams that are laying 5 points in the next game, they are 8-3-1 to the under, dating all the way back to 1997. So it's only happened, 12 times throughout the whole SDQR database where a team loses as a double-digit favorite on the road, and then they're laying 5 points in their next game. Those teams are 8-3-1 to the under, so that's a league-wide trend dating all the way back to 1997. Not a large sample size, but you look at this Timberwolves team. Typically, they play down the competition on the road. They play down the competition at home. We've seen this team struggle to, compete with the Rockets at certain times throughout the season, if you guys have been following them. But when they come in and they're at home as a dog, this is the spot that we've made some money throughout the season with. The Timberwolves at home as a dog. A couple times against the Kings, both of those games went under. It was back-to-backs. They are 10-4 to the under as home dogs, only averaging about 228 points. The Celtics team, they're 6-3-1 to the under as road favorites in non-conference games. Those games averaging about 229 points as well. So for all of those different things, and there's a lot of other things I can tell you guys as well, but I'll just kind of keep it brief. For all those different reasons, I did play the under in this game. The total right now is 233.5. If you like it, and it's still coming down because, like I said, it opened at 234. If you like it, you could wait till Rudy Gobert gets ruled in. He'll definitely help the total. The Boston Celtics shoot a lot of 3-pointers, and when they're not going in, this team is highly susceptible to just giving it up on the defensive end, and that's kind of what happened in the Houston game. I think Boston shot maybe 30% from the 3-point line. Large part in due to Tatum just not being able to throw a rock in the ocean. But Minnesota also defends the 3-point ball very, very well. I think Brooklyn's going to make it hard I think Boston's going to make it hard for Minnesota to score as well. So for all those reasons, I did play the under. Didn't really like the side in this one at all. If Boston, a lot of variance with them shooting. If they shoot the ball well, they could win this game by 5 points. But if they don't, Minnesota could keep this one close for sure as well. I think Minnesota keeps it close. I also think it goes under the total, so I played the under 234. Don't like the number right now. Don't dislike the number right now. I would also play it under 233.5 if I played it at 234 as well. And you guys can't wait, like I said, on the Rudy Gobert news. Moving along, let's go back to this Cavs game. So I talked about this one this morning as well. I kind of anticipated Jared Allen not to play in this one. I know he missed the last 2 games against the Charlotte Hornets. The Cavs were able to win both of those games. They didn't cover on Sunday, but they did cover yesterday. Smashed the Charlotte Hornets in that spot. Charlotte did a bad job of turning the ball over and just letting the Cavs get a lot of easy buckets in transition. So that game actually went over yesterday. I was on the under in that game, but I didn't give it out officially. I think the Cavs will struggle in this spot though. So you look at the Cavs; they are one of the best home teams in the league. Not a spot that you typically want to fade them in. They rank second. efficiency differential in spots where they're playing against a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. And Philly actually ranks top 10 in both throughout the entirety of the season. But the Cavs are not just, for me, they're just not in a good spot. You take away Jared Allen, who is going to be needed to slow down Embiid. So then you have to bring in somebody like Robin Lopez, who's absolutely food on the defensive end. To protect Evan Mobley, because Mobley, he's a pretty good defender, but good luck trying to stop Embiid. Nobody can stop Embiid. So I think Embiid, goes crazy in this one. It's also a nationally televised game. And I just like the spot a little bit more for the Sixers. I don't typically fade the Cavs at home. Similarly, I think about this spot as fading the Sacramento Kings, another team that I don't fade, at home a lot. But I did it the other day against the Bucks, with the Bucks coming in. I don't like that the Cavs don't have Jared Allen. Also don't like that Darius Garland might be still a little bit, Donovan Mitchell, I'm sorry, might be still a little bit banged up in this one. And the 76ers are rolling, and they had a rest advantage as well. And I know that the rest advantage hasn't been, elite throughout the season, but I do like that. I like that spot a lot for the 76ers today. James Harden and Joel Embiid have the number 2 offense post All-Star break behind only the Sacramento Kings. So I like this spot a lot. Didn't quite get there yet, but I do like the Cavs in this spot. I'm probably going to add the Cavs, but I didn't yet. Also like the over, and I talked about this one earlier this morning as well when the total was 220. I talked about fading teams fading the under with teams that are playing post All-Star break. 2 good teams playing post All-Star break. So what I got is after the All-Star break, when you're more rested than your opponent and you're a road favorite in the conference games, those games are 7-0. Hold on, let me click on this just to make sure I'm giving you guys the right information. 6-1. 6-1 to the over are those games. The road favorite that's more rested than their opponent in conference games are also 7-0, winning by average of 7 points in a 7-game sample size. So for those reasons, that trend kind of backs the Cavs, which I'm probably going to add the Cavs. I'm going to probably add the Cavs. I like the Cavs minus the 2.5 tonight. I'm sorry. I'm going to add the Sixers minus 2.5. I think they can get it done on the road tonight. This team just went in Milwaukee and beat the Bucks 2 Saturdays ago. I think they can beat the Cavs without Jared Allen as well. So that's how I'm looking at that game. Like the over, and also like the Cavs. And then the last game I wanted to talk about is the Warriors and the Clippers game. And this one's pretty simple to me, man. I think the Warriors have been playing better basketball, but we've seen this story before. I'm not looking to back the Warriors, and if they take my money, that's fine. Faded them enough on the road this season to where I'll still be profitable, even if they can somehow get the job done today. And what I talked about in this one, because if you are scared to take the Clippers been balling recently. If you're scared to take the Clippers, what I did was I took the team total for the Clippers. I took it at 118.5. Right now, that team total is 120.5. Dang, I know it got up that high. And here's my reason. Here's my logic behind it. The Warriors are averaging 3 less points on the road than they are at home. So only about 3-point difference. The problem is they're giving up about 10 to 11 points more on the road than they do at home. So the way I see it is, if the Warriors win this game, it'll be a high-scoring game. I don't think the Warriors are stopping anybody. They're coming off 2 really, really impressive wins against the Phoenix Suns, against the Milwaukee Bucks over the weekend in overtime as well. Do I think that they flipped the switch? Nah, really, I don't. 5 games after the All-Star break, this team was 5-0 straight up, and against the spread at home, and 5-0 to the under before they had to go on the road. They went on the road. They lost to the Lakers. That was the first game Steph came back. They also got smoked to the Timberwolves. To the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then they got smoked by the Memphis Grizzlies as well. So the Clippers have actually been playing much better basketball. They're a more rested team in this spot. Winners of 2 in a row. They beat the Raptors and beat the Knicks. They've held both of their opponents well under their team total. I don't think that they could necessarily, I think the Warriors offense isn't the problem. It's their defense, their lack of communication on the defensive end. If they can translate, then I feel like the Warriors still can flip a switch. But the Warriors are 0-4 straight up and against the spread, coming off a previous home win when they're a road dog this season. It's happened 4 times. 4-0 to the over in that spot as well, with those games averaging about 245 points. Warriors are also just 2-15 straight up, 5-12 against the spread as a road dog this season in general. 12-5 to the over in those games as well. Those games are totaling about 236 points. 4 straight non-covers. They're 0-9 straight up, 7-2 against 2-7 against the spread as road dogs in conference games, and their opponents are 8-1 to the over on their team total. Clippers team total, like I said this morning, was 118.5, and I did play that 118.5. So that's what I like in that game. I didn't really look into a lot of player props today at all. It's a lot to like, but I didn't really look into anything. So that's what I have for you guys. I'm gonna go through a couple of the comments in the YouTube chat, and then you guys can send me a request if you have anything. I'm gonna try to get to as many as I possibly can. I'm not gonna be on here long today. Just don't feel too like doing too much too long of a show. Let's see. What up, Scotty? Yeah, let's hope the internet don't go crazy today, man, Stoney. Hopefully everything goes well. Hit the like button for me if you guys can. Share the show if you guys can as well. Scotty said Knicks and Josh Hart yesterday smash. Yeah, I know a lot of people's on Josh Hart rebounds that cash. Jay Herb said, yo, let's get paid today. Love the analysis, Chris. Keep it up, bro. Make sure y'all hit the like button. It'd be 300 viewers, 0 likes. Yeah, man. It's crazy how you can provide so much information for free. I don't charge anybody for anything, and I still don't get a lot of likes, but it is what it is, man. You can't pay people, but you can't do right by people. Just because you do right by people don't mean they're gonna do right by you. Put it like that. Let's see. What up, Freemans? I took the Bulls team total under 118.5. I couldn't talk you off of that. I think, I just like the full game more, just in case one of the teams score. I don't think that both of the teams will score. I don't think that both teams get to the team total. Bulls team total under means that the Kings are going to play defense, and I don't know if the Kings are going to play defense. I know the Kings don't play. It's a great offense, but it's kind of why I stayed away from that one. But best of luck to you, Jake. I hope you cash it, man. Tariq said, I took the Bulls for the sole reason that the Kings are back-to-back against the Nets. I took the under 2. Okay. Best of luck to you on the Bulls, man. I feel like the Bulls offense can dry up just a tad bit. And the Kings have been playing just a tad bit better defense. I feel like, not to get too far off track, but Coach Mike Brown is the coach of the year. This dude is highly, highly impressive. He's also one of the reasons why the Warriors defense is, taking a slide, because he was the defensive mastermind behind, Kerr's role. He played the defensive coach for that team, and he's trying to get the Kings to play defense, but we'll see what happens. My guy Jeff Michaels in the chat, he said, look at the Kings with less than 1 day, with rest less than one, especially on the road. Switch spot is what convinced me to roll that way. Okay. I'll have to check that out, Jeff. Glow Boy said, I see it at 237, about to lock it in. I like it under 237, Glow Boy. I do. I think it's going to be a defensive game. How do you like LaVine over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists? LaVine's been killing that number, Tyree. I would only be able to look at LaVine to go over, especially with the Kings defense not playing as well on the road. LaVine has played big. I just can never get it right with LaVine and DeRozan, because either one of those guys could go off and get, 50 points, rebounds, and assists, especially with the pace that the Kings play. I would look towards LaVine, but he's just not been somebody I've been successful back, and I don't think I bet on LaVine all season. So no need for me to start now, but best of luck to you guys if you are betting on them. Jay Herb said, it's scary betting on the Wolves without knowing if Nas or Gobert would play. That's what I said, Jay. Definitely look at, you can wait till you get the number. I'm going to go ahead and say that Rudy Gobert does play. He played in the last game. They got a day off. They flew back. He should have got a lot of treatment for that rolled ankle. Every game means a lot to this Timberwolves team, based on playoff seeding. Like they're trying to get in. They're not guaranteed to be in either. I actually root for them to lose, and I'm rooting for the Spurs today too, because I need the Mavs to lose so my Lakers can get in. So, hopefully he plays. I just took it with the anticipation that he does play in this one. Let's see. Matt Stoney said, very scary. I refuse to touch the Wolves game until that kind of news is made official. If I got plays in earlier games, okay, and just roll with it. Cleveland, no rest is impressive too. Cleveland is very impressive without rest, but they also had Jared Allen in a lot of those spots. So yeah, Jeff, I'm with you there. No, Allen hurts a lot. Big and B game tonight. I know my guy Jay Money said that he was on Embiid over his points, 31.5. I couldn't talk anybody off playing Embiid tonight. Embiid should be in for a really, really big game tonight. Anytime you see a spread that's 2.5 points and it's indicative of the game being close, I think it's always kind of you know should be normal to look towards Embiid. If he goes for 40 tonight, it wouldn't surprise me. I didn't add it. I just didn't add it. Any first quarters or first half today? None for me, Tariq. None for me today. I'm not playing any first quarter, any first halves at all. Seems like those are spots, even when I find the motivation spot, it seems like those are the ones that don't cash. I took it with the Knicks yesterday. They lose. I was on the Lakers a couple games ago in the first quarter. I think it might have been last week. They lost. So I'm kind of staying off first quarters, first halves. I know I played Denver first quarter on Sunday, thinking it was a get right spot against the Nets, who hadn't won a first quarter since the KD and Kyrie trade. And guess what? I lost that one too. So I'm off for spots in the first quarter, first half. I think my guy Jay Money said he was on. Well, he didn't say he was on it officially, but he liked Boston first quarter. Just bounce back spot for them after losing. So I could see that. The thing about Boston is, they play with so much variance in their shooting. When they're knocking down 3-pointers, if they do early, they can get out to big leads to start the game. They could, they get 4 or 5 threes to go in, which they're, highly capable of. They could have an 8, 9, 10-point lead at the end of the first quarter and be playing from ahead. But if they're missing, and allowing the Timberwolves to get out and run in transition, especially without having Robert Williams, they really struggle rebounding the ball right now without having Robert Williams there. Like, a lot of players are getting good rebounds. I think Jabari Smith Jr. had a double-double the other game. A lot of teams are rebounding the ball well against this Boston Celtics team. One of their biggest flaws right now is their inability to shoot the three-point ball well. Their offense has reverted back. I think it's like 11th, and we know that they had the best offense at the beginning of the season. Their defense is also reverted back. It's about 11th as well. So I look for them to bounce back, and that's why I took the under in that spot. Let's see. What else y'all on? What else? Anybody like De'Aaron Fox points against the Bulls? So De'Aaron probably going to draw Patrick Beverley, and I'm not afraid of Patrick Beverley. I feel like Sabonis should be the better matchup. We know that Vucevic can't guard anybody. Valanciunas can't guard anybody either, but Vucevic can't guard anybody. So I would look more, I guess, towards Sabonis versus De'Aaron Fox. But De'Aaron Fox is a bucket. This dude can score on anybody at any time. All he has to do is want to score, and he can go out there and get you a bucket. So I couldn't talk you off, Keelan. Could not talk you off. Let's see. You just got back from the gym. You sweating? Yeah, I got back from my home gym. I got a gym actually on the other side of this computer. So I didn't go to a gym. I went to my gym. But yeah, I needed to get a workout in. Jeff in the chat got a good trend for us. He said Warriors are 6-22 against the spread on the road with 1 or less days of rest. 5-23 straight up. That says to take the Clippers tonight, man. I'm not getting in front of that trend. I'm not catching that falling knife that is the Warriors may play well, tonight. Nah, I'm good off that. 21-6 to the over under 240 points combined. That's very similar to what I said as well, Jeff. Boo Boo's brother said Warriors lost 8 in a row on the road by an average of 9.5 points. Hard to back a team like that. Brian said he's on Anthony Edwards, 27.5 points. Boston can't guard guards. He should be in for a good game. I know he didn't shoot the ball well in Atlanta, and I should have jumped on it. I talked about him being from Atlanta and taking this points prop because Atlanta can't guard anybody. And he didn't even hit a 3 until the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game. I think he ended up hitting 2. And he was out there doing his little dance with slow-mo and cleared his 27.5 with ease last game, and I wasn't even on it. Typically don't like the back players on back-to-backs, but if you like it, go ahead and take it, my guy. Go ahead and take it. Austin Reeves, 15 and a win. Couldn't talk you off of that. Reeves should have a little bit more usage without AD tonight. What do you think of Westbrook points over? Rick Slick. I do not like Westbrook points over, but I can't talk you off. Here's the reason why. So the thing with Westbrook is this, right? Westbrook came over, and I don't know if people noticing this or not. Westbrook came over, and Tyloo threw him in the lineup and just let him kind of go. He was just going. 35 minutes, 34 minutes, 36 minutes. If you check the recent game logs, Tyloo has actually went back to Trey Mann just a tad bit. Westbrook minutes are down. He played less than 25 minutes in both of the last 2 games. I don't know if people are paying attention to that. Westbrook should be able to get to the paint. I'm not sure if he's going, if they're going to try to keep him in or if they're going to play more defense. Because if you want offense, you want Westbrook in. If you want defense, you want Trey Mann in. Terrence Mann. You want Terrence Mann in the game for defense. So if you just go through and look at it, I don't know if people check that out or not. Westbrook's minutes have actually been down in the last 2 games. He also hasn't finished the games. I watched that game against the Knicks the other day. I think they played the Knicks on Saturday. Yeah, they played the Knicks on Saturday. He wasn't in the finishing lineup in that game. So yeah, I can't talk you off because the Warriors defense is so bad, but Westbrook been dialed back a little bit. If you guys have been paying attention, he's not complaining about it. He just hasn't been finishing games. It's something that I noticed. I'm glad you asked that question, Rick Slick. Spurs under. Good luck, Patrick. I'm not touching that game. I didn't even back that game. Look at that game at all. Let's see. What else y'all on? DeRozan over 23.5. D-Bet said he on that. Murray over. Murray threes over. Okay. And beat 10 rebounds. He hasn't had 10 or a double-double in a while. Seems due. I can see it. I can see it in this game. He should get to his 10 rebounds. He should. Euphoria say he got a Philly, Clipper, Laker money line parlay plus 376. Okay. If you into parlaying, yeah, do your thing with that one. If you into parlaying. Out of curiosity, anybody on WBC? I got DR and under 10 runs. No idea what you're talking about, Seth Daddy. Hope somebody else can help you out with that one. How do you like Westbrook over 11.5 points? Do you think it's motivation spot from the disrespectful defense last game? I don't think Westbrook cares about stuff like that, honestly. I think Westbrook just wants to go out there, help his team win. And I mean, he's going to be aggressive. He's absolutely going to be aggressive, and the Warriors going to give it up. We know that the Warriors give it up. They give a lot of points in the paint, especially on the road. So I'm indifferent on Westbrook today. I wouldn't look to play as unders because he could have a good game, but like I said, it wouldn't surprise me much if they kind of scaled his offense back. We just kind of talked about De'Aaron Fox, Lakers money line. Couldn't talk anybody off the Lakers. Lakers really need that win against the Rockets today. Rockets should be in for a letdown spot, even though they have been playing a lot better. Defensively is where they've been playing a lot better. Shooting the ball with confidence. A lot of those 3-point shots are going in. Jabari Smith Jr. I've been watching these guys play. They're playing hard on the defensive end too, man. They also got a full roster with KPJ and Jalen Green. So yeah, I think it'll be difficult for the Lakers to win that game today. I don't think that they blow the Rockets out by 15 points today, especially without having AD on the second leg of a back-to-back. How do you feel about the Cavs, Heat, Kings, all first quarter money line? I'm not touching the first quarter money line. I'm the last person you want to ask for that information. Let's see. Markel said, yo, Chris, I ended up getting that first half with the Bucks. It was not trying to leave my brain yesterday. I'm glad you cashed it, bro. I wish I had taken the under. Wish I had taken the Suns team total under. Me and Ronald talked about it on his show. I didn't play either one of them, and they both cashed. Suns just not the same team. They need KD. They need him. If they're gonna play against good teams, they need him for sure. And my best bets, I'm actually about to put him at the bottom. Kisser, I'm about to put him at the bottom for you. JR Sports say he on Embiid 35, Steph 30, Fox 25, DeRozan 20, and Keldon 15. Okay. Steph points on the road is a really good look because they're gonna need him to score because they don't play defense, so they're gonna need to score. Never could talk people all playing Steph Curry points on the road. I need to see what his home road splits are because he's the guy that's gonna show up, that's gonna get a bucket. Unstoppable is Steph Curry. We know that for sure. Let's see. 165 people in here too. Y'all hit the like button for me, man. Show your boy a little love, man. The Kings game is a trap game. I appreciate the podcast as always around my gym time. Hit that like button. Appreciate you, Tariq. Appreciate that as well. Let's see. I'm trying to get to the bottom. I didn't realize y'all had so many comments. Let's see. D-Lo points and threes. Zachariah, D-Lo threes should be a thing today. I know he's going to be ultra aggressive without AD. I think he's jacking them up. I know he's made them in a couple games. First 2 games were against the Raptors and against the Knicks, and he was going crazy in those 2 games. It feels like a D-Lo spot. The Raptors are the Rockets are one of the worst 3-point defending teams in the league. Could definitely be a D-Lo game. Could also be another Malik Beasley game. Dude was on fire yesterday. Sometimes when players get that hot, they stay that hot. So I couldn't talk anybody off playing either one of their threes. I didn't play either. But D-Lo, if he hit 5 threes in this game, it wouldn't surprise me any. If Malik Beasley hit 5 threes in this game, it wouldn't surprise me any either. I'm not sure what the Rockets do, but it's almost like they put on blinders and they just can't see players at the 3-point line. They just give up a lot of threes. Sabonis over 7.5 assists. Humble B said that. I like it. I like it a lot. He should be able to get there tonight. A lot of, handoffs, top of the key, pick and roll. He runs a lot of that offense, so I could definitely see him going over his assists. Reeves, 3.5 assists. Santi Aldama, 13.5 points plus rebounds. Patrick Beverly, 7.5 points plus rebounds. Al Horford, 2.5 assists. Steph Curry, 25 points. That's a lot, Brian. Best of luck, bro. I hope you cash all those. Let's see. Now, I appreciate you, Zachariah. Appreciate you, bro. You always in the chat showing love, and I appreciate that, man. Definitely appreciate that. Appreciate you too, C. Rich. Let's get to some more plays, man. Let's see what everybody else got. My guy, NBA Props, is in the building. He ain't been with us in a while. He been dropping bangers. I don't know if you guys follow him or not, but he used to come into space all the time last year. Let me hear what my guy on. NBA Props, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's going on, Chris? You didn't have to do me like that. Say it's been a while.
Hey, look, I'm not saying in a bad way. I'm just saying, life come up, like it's just been a while since I heard from you, man. I'm excited.
No, you're absolutely right on that front. I've just been real busy this season. But yeah, glad I could pick it up. I'm commuting right now, so pressed for time. I can't even really look at any stats right now, but just off the top of the dome, a spot I really like tonight is Austin Reeves, 3.5 assists, plus 100 on MGM. It's either the biggest trap or the biggest misprice because I can't understand it. Last 8 games, he's gone over this number 7 times. And in that one game that he didn't go over, I think it was against Minnesota, he only logged 21 minutes. He's definitely getting run tonight. He's definitely getting minutes tonight off the bench. And you can see Darvin Ham has started to shift a bit more to him quarterbacking that second unit. Dennis Schroeder, don't think he's going to be handling as much. You can see his usage has been declining recently. And again, another reason why I like the spot too. It's a back-to-back, no AD. A lot of the pressure is going to go on D'Angelo, but I mean, as much pressure as you can get against the Houston Rockets team. Like, I think D'Angelo's going to cook. He's going to get his minutes. He's going to cook in those minutes. But I think Darvin kind of pulls the leash a little bit. Could be a blowout situation too, definite possibility, especially with No Sengun on the other side as well, if he likely doesn't play. But aside from that, you think about it, D'Angelo, it hasn't been too long. He's only been back a few games since that injury stint, from that stint on the injury report. He's been cooking, but I'm thinking they might want to preserve him a bit. It's a thin lineup. And Austin Reeves, again, quarterbacking that second unit, he kind of overlaps a little bit with Malik, a little bit with D'Angelo too. Really, all it takes is 4 assists. You give me 4 assists is all we need. I mean, he could pass that alone to Malik Beasley in the perimeter and sink 4 threes alone. Like, plus 100 is something I can't quite understand. And you being a Lakers fan, I was wondering what you thought about this look.
I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's just something that I didn't look into the props, but I mean, it's no way to talk you off of that prop. Like, I think it's a prime spot for him. And the one thing you didn't bring this up, but you kind of made where my mind went to based on what you were saying was like, this is the first game for D'Lo since he's been back where he's playing on the second leg of a back-to-back, right? So what if Coach Ham doesn't want to play him as many minutes, right? We know that Austin Reeves is like a Swiss Army knife for this team. He rebounds, he defends, he does all the dirty things. He can shoot the 3. He also can get to the lane, make for himself and for others. So I absolutely love the spot. I'm probably gonna end up sprinkling on that with you, Prop.
Yeah, this Rockets defense isn't scaring anybody. It's pace-up spot as well. Like, this is definitely a team that could run with the Lakers. Lakers have obviously been recently the last couple of weeks. It's been weird. It's been a mishmash. Like, their pace has gone down slightly, but they've been scoring a ton. Rockets, they're not stopping anybody. Really, it's only Jabari Smith who really scares me on that defense, and he's not going to be guarding Austin or anyone remotely who has any shooting ability on this Lakers team. And they've been definitely getting their shooting up. I mean, you compare this team to the first 2 months of the season when they couldn't shoot a lick. They got Rui, they got Malik, they got D'Angelo. Like, And Vanderbilt can definitely do some damage down low too if there's no Sengun on the other side too. So I think 4 assists. Like I don't understand. I don't know if they're trapping me, but they definitely have my money being held right now. We'll see if I can double it up by the end of the night.
Yes, sir. I'm doing that with you, prop. I'm doing that with you. I just pulled up his game log. 5 assists, 4 assists, 5 assists, 7 assists, 8 assists. These are games with AD. these are games not against the Rockets. I gotta dabble with you, prop.
Yeah, like Darvin's showing trust in him, right? And he's delivering. So
yeah,
it's not easy. It's not easy to rack up those assists. Like
yes.
as a bench player too, like you're running with the second unit who theoretically is usually, not the best shooter. It's more of a 3-and-D, hold the result, hold the other team at bay. Like he's performing well.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm adding that prop. I'm definitely. I mean, it's your play, but I'm with you on that. I'm putting that.
I'd say it's anybody's play who can get it at +100. I don't think that lasts. I'll be honest.
Right. No, I'm with you there. I'm definitely with you there. Appreciate the look, prop, and I definitely hope you cash it because I'm playing it with you.
Yeah. Let's squad ride. This is a Chris Space's squad ride. Right
yes, sir. Let's do it. Appreciate you, prop.
Another little space that I like, or another little spot that I like is DeMar points. I know not a lot of people. More people are on the LaVine. This is almost like a little bit of a pivot. You look at the game log, not too impressive in the last few weeks. You look at LaVine's game log, on the other hand, guy's been balling. So I think he can get to his number too, LaVine, but 23.5 for DeMar against the Kings. Pace-up spot at home. Potentially no Caruso, so a little bit more freedom to be on the ball. Since Pat Bev has gotten there, I don't know what it is. Like it's either an inspirational, motivational thing. Obviously, it's a bit more of a defensive add-on, and like it seems like these guards are starting to be a bit more free and playing for Billy and like scoring. Obviously, you could say that about LaVine. DeMar still hasn't quite gotten there, but I think tonight he gets to this 23.5. I think it's more the potential, or more the value rather. Like, can LaVine get to 27.5? Can he get to 20.5? Yes. But that room, like, it's kind of tight. The margins are a little tight. DeMar, can he get to 23.5? Absolutely. Can he get to 25? Yes. Can he get to 26? Can he get to 20? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a bit more room, a little bit more margin on DeMar's end here. And I know the usage has been shifting more to LaVine, but the last game, DeMar had 33% usage, back to his normal usage rate. I think against this Kings lineup, I think he can get it done. Most players can. DeMar definitely can. It's just a matter of if they're optimally script-wise, the Bulls are up maybe about 5 in the last 2 minutes, and it comes down to them fouling DeMar, and we know how that goes. So hopefully, I think 23.5 is a good number.
I would absolutely agree with that too as well, prop. I mean, you said, could he get to 26? Could he get to 20, 25? Could he get to 26? DeMar could get to 30. We know what DeMar is capable of. So I like the buy low number there and kind of, fading everybody else. I mean, it's the Kings defense. If LaVine could do it, then DeRozan can too. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't play LaVine, because I like the spot for him today, prop. But if it's DeRozan, like, who's going to wake up in the morning and be like, oh my God, I can't believe LaVine didn't get to his points, but then look down at the box score and DeRozan got 30 and be like, oh yeah, I can't believe DeRozan scored 30. Like that wouldn't surprise me any. So I like both of the looks. NBA props say he's on Austin Reeves over 3.5 assists. I'm taking that with them. And DeRozan over his 23.5 points. Hey, prop, you got to come back, man. We need you back in the space, bro.
When I can, I will. Absolutely. Thanks for having me up, by the way.
Absolutely, man. Anytime, prop. Anytime. I appreciate you, man. Caruso just got ruled out. I talked about him earlier, being listed as downgraded. Appreciate you, BISX, always sending me the updates if I don't get a chance to see him on Underdog. He was he had an illness earlier, got downgraded to questionable. Don't like the under as much without him, but I already played it. So if you guys want to, stay away from that under, I can understand. They need him. They kind of need him in to affect this total to go under. Also like the Kings a little bit more now without him, because we know that the Kings are heavy, guard type lineup. They're going to need, somebody going to have to guard De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk at some point in the game, especially if it's close and both of those guys are in.
You said it. Sorry to cut you off. Yeah, I'm on board with that. Like, I think who's going to stop Fox? Like, Pat Bev is a good defender on his on his own maybe for 5-minute stretches, but you give me a whole game of Fox just attacking with speed, it's going to be tough for them.
Yeah, I would agree, Prob. I think that's a perfect way to sum it up. Rich not famous. Gobert is still listed as questionable. If you don't want to take that under until he's ruled in, I can totally understand that. The Kings and Bulls, if you guys don't want to play the under 230, I think it's down to 236 now. Then I can understand that as well with two defensive minded type guys not being in for this game. I'm still riding because I already played them, and I still think that they go under. But if you guys don't want to ride with those, I can understand it. Let me kick it to Frag. Frag, I know you've been waiting for a minute. What's going on, my guy? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Chris?
I'm good, my guy. How you doing today, Frag?
Another day, man. Can't call it. So 2-2 day yesterday, man. Lakers came through. KP had a bad shooting day. D-Book came through second half, man. But DA, man, sold the shit out of my money yesterday. Man, perfect read on the drop coverage. I mean, he's literally getting free throw line jump shots. And he got into major foul trouble, too. I was watching the game. He had 4 fouls. He picked up a 5th foul like a bonehead. So he definitely sold the shit out of my bread. But I feel like the look was good, though.
No, absolutely, Fred. We talked about it yesterday, bro. I told you if it was one play that I like. I think I actually put a star beside him yesterday, too. Yeah, I did. I put a star beside him, Drew Holiday, which I know Drew Holiday didn't go over his. He had another bad day. I didn't play him. And Wendell Carter double-double. Those are the 3 props that I like the most out of all the ones that I heard. So I would have definitely been with you right there on Aiden. I think it was a perfect read. We both talked about the drop coverage, and we both talked about the back-to-back and Brook Lopez, trying to keep a foot in the paint. So I love the read, Fred. It was definitely the right read. Right read not going to cash all the time. You know what I mean? I know you know, but, it's important for other people to know as well, especially if you're watching the game. You know what I mean? Ain't like you pulled that out your butt. Like, oh, let me just pick Aiden today. Like, so I'll definitely write reads, bro. Don't beat yourself up over that, man.
But I would like to give you a shout out though because you had mentioned that Wizards play. I had took a different angle though. I had took a team total first quarter, first half.
Bro, you cashed it, Frag. I was thinking about you when I was watching the game. I said, yo, Frag was dead on. He was on spot. He was point on with that, bro. I like it.
Yeah, just the numbers kind of like 4.5 and -8 kind of scared me a little bit. Just maybe like a backdoor late second, but Wizards came through. So shout out that. So I got a couple plays here. First play, I'm going D Mitch. I'm going D Mitch 26.5 points. Primetime game, ESPN, Mitch versus Joel type, dual type battle. Jared Allen ruled out, so maybe a little bit of usage going towards D Mitch. I see Rubio has also got ruled out. They said
he got ruled back in too, Fred.
Well, they had said some weird tweet he's available, but he's not gonna play type shit. So I don't know if coaches is playing mind games and shit. But I just like it because Joel is gonna be playing drop coverage most of the time. He's not gonna be up on the 3-point line. D-Mitch had 6 threes against him last time they played. He had 1 good game and 1 bad game. It didn't play on the back-to-back, so I think he should be good to go. And I think 26.5 is kind of a discounted price to. For this, ESPN game, he should, be up for this game. So I think he could hit his line there. And then I'm gonna go. I had snagged Lakers money line last night at a pick'em. I'm just riding with the Lakers train, man. Need wins to get in the playoffs. Lakers being in the playoffs helps the NBA ratings. So I think as far as just having them in the playoffs or in the hunt, it's just better for the NBA. So. I've been riding with the Lakers, ever since they made the move. So even if they lose, I'm a point, betting on them. And then I'm taking all 3 of them. I'm taking Beasley 15.5. I'm taking D'Angelo Russell 23.5, and I'm taking Austin Reeves 13.5 points. I'm taking all 3 of them. I just think AD out. It's just a big bump in usage. I think at least two out of the 3. Will definitely cash. I think Malik and Russell. Reeves could be a little sketchy. I probably would be my least favorite as far as, maybe he's going to be doing the more playmaking as you guys were talking about. But I just think it's a prime spot. The usage is it's just through the roof. No AD. I mean, I just think, what's to say Malik Beasley don't shoot 20 shots today? They got him at 15.5. So, I just seen the performance he had put on last time. He had 6 threes in the first half. So I just think it's a prime spot. I didn't get why they hung that line 15.5 and 23.5 for those 2 guys. I know the one guy was saying D'Lo might be, limited, or they want to. Honestly, I think it's all green. I think it's all green light. I think it's all systems go. I think if he had to play 30, 40 minutes, I think he can. He had that little interview after the game talking about, they was lucky that my ankle got hurt, something like that. As far as so I think D'Lo, back in LA, it's just a prime spot. So I'm taking all three of those. I'm taking Russell and Beasley. That's a full unit. And then I'm going to just do Reeves half a unit just because I think that's my least favorite out of the three. And then my last play is going to be Steph Curry, man, 27.5 points. I just think if the Warriors is talking all this, we want to make a switch as far as winning on the road, it's going to be Curry. It's not going to be Clay. It's not going to be Poole. It's not going to be Draymond. Not going to be nobody. It's going to be Curry. Curry got to get 30 if they want to at least have road success as far as winning games or at least being competitive. He needs at least 30. Because Clay is going to have his hands full today with PG and Kawhi. Curry's not really playing much. I mean, he's playing defense, but that's not what he's there to do. Curry's there to, push the pace, score, and, just put them, guys in the right spot. So I think those are my plays for today.
And you make a lot of sense, Fred. You said Steph at 27.5, right?
Yeah, I had snagged it last night. Yeah.
So it just bodes well with what I was already saying, Fred. I said that the Warriors play better defense at home, so it kind of make more sense for you not to have to take his points to hit over at home. Plus, role players play better at home as well. But I kind of said that early, like I'd be looking at Steph, but I just looked at I can't break down all this stuff that I'm talking about. A lot of this stuff I just remember off the top of my head. So I talked about him needing to score more. The Warriors give up 10 more points on the road than they do at home. So I'm looking at Steph's game log on the road. He scored 29 in Memphis, 40 in OKC, 27 in his first game back against the Lakers, 28 before he got injured on February 2nd, going all the way back to February 2nd, 28 against Denver, 29 against Minnesota, 38 against OKC, 29 against Boston, 41 against the Washington Wizards on MLK Day. I remember that game because I was supposed to go. So what I'm saying is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of his last 8. I love it, Fred. I'm gonna have to go with you. I'm gonna have to put a little bit on Steph too, man.
Yeah, I just think it's just a prime spot, man. And honestly, if you're on DK, I don't know what the line is, but they also got first quarter points. I might sprinkle a little bit on Curry, whatever that line is. I just think he needs to get off. The game starts right away, so you can't just go down 10 points against the Clippers. It's just they got to start early, so I might sprinkle a little bit on him first quarter, just whatever his points are in the first quarter.
I like it, Frank. I think you're getting your money back today, bro. Even the ones that you did lose yesterday. I like the looks, man. Love the looks from Frank today. D'Lo, Reeves, Beasley, Laker money line, and Steph to go over the 27.5. I like it.
Yeah, and then D-Mitch 26.5.
Oh, yeah. I wrote that down. I forgot to say it. Okay. D-Mitch as well, over 26.5. Primetime ESPN game as well. Somebody gonna have to score for them, especially with Allen being out. His usage might go up. He also the freshest of all the guys as well because he didn't play in that last game. So I couldn't talk you off Mitch as well in that one, Frank. Best of luck to you tonight, bro.
It's cool if I just ask you a question real quick.
Of course, bro. What you got?
I was just looking at one more line as far as Al Horford, 9.5 points. What do you think about that versus just Gobert as far as just if he gets ruled in, how his mindset just kind of, he get kind of dancing on the perimeter as far as, I think Al could be in a prime spot today. I was kind of scared to pull the trigger, though.
Yeah, bro. Your analysis is spot on. Like, we know Rudy Gobert like to keep one foot in the paint. That's a rule that goes back to Terrence Mann when he was in Utah, and Terrence Mann killed them and pretty much won that series for him, if anybody remember that. He just, Rudy Gobert don't like to play on the perimeter, and we know Al Horford going to stand in the corner. So, I think Nas, I don't know if Nas Reed has already been ruled out or not, but he would be the prime guy that, would be able to move laterally with Al Horford. The problem I have with Al Frag is every time I ever bet Al Horford, he do some goofy stuff, though. Like, he'll finish with 1 for 8 from the 3-point line and have 5 points. But I can't talk you off, though. You know what I mean? Every time I take Al Horford points, I take Marcus Smart assists, it seemed like Al Horford can never make a shot. So, he's actually one of my least favorite players to watch during the regular season. I'm a big fan of his game, all the way back to Florida when he was on the national championship team with Corey Brewer and, Joakim Noah and all the boys. But, bro, Al Horford is the one person that is on my no bet list. I like him today, though, Frank. Matchup-wise, everything you said, I think you're spot on with your analysis, bro. If you end up pulling the trigger, I think you probably only gonna play him if Rudy Gobert gets rolled in, right?
Yeah. It's strictly just a drop coverage type, for the paint type play.
I couldn't talk you off, right? I could not talk you off. He just do me dirty. So if I don't play him and you play him, you probably a cash.
All right. I appreciate you having me up, man. My bad for taking too much.
No. I think people enjoy the conversation. People enjoy the conversation, Fred. So I'm glad you asked the questions. It also just, gets my mind turning, gets me looking up different things as well. So I actually appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that.
Appreciate you, man. Hope everybody has a good day, and let's win these bets.
Let's cash them, man. Let's cash them. I don't have any more requests. Anybody else got anything? I see a lot of smart people. I'm pretty sure they probably all busy. I see a lot of smart people in the chat. My guy Jeff Michaels is in the YouTube chat. You leaving comments. He also on Twitter. My guy Canadian Kim. I see Too Heavy. My guy Stephen. DJ. I see you down there too. Both DJs. DJ Fitz and DJ Props. Pluto down there. I mean, it's some smart people. If y'all got anything, y'all send me a request. Casper, I tried to get you up. It wouldn't let you connect. And then I also saw somebody else had sent the request and they dropped. But if you got anything, man, you got a question, a play, anything, just send me a request. I'll let everybody up today because I'm about to get off here anyway. We don't got but so many games left. Let's see.
Sengun did get ruled in for the Rockets.
Yeah, I meant to say that, Frank. Somebody said that on the YouTube comments, and I also saw it. I got the notification as well. So, yeah, just so people do know, and especially anybody looking at Jabari Smith Jr. But at the same time, like, you kind of gotta watch, man. You gotta watch Silas though. Silas been really like messing with his minutes. So I wouldn't say just automatically play him. Plus, he might get the Vanderbilt treatment. Like, I'm not saying Vanderbilt can guard him, but Vanderbilt might be able to slow him down. But yeah, I appreciate you mentioning that, Fred.
These Rockets can't be trusted.
You're right. They can't, like, nothing within their organization can be trusted, Prop. I'm with you.
At this point in the season, to get just one single win against the Lakers could ruin their chances for Wembanyama. Like, they don't want to do that.
That's a fact. I told you guys like 3 weeks ago that the Rockets owner was at Mardi Gras in New Orleans, and he ended the interview by saying pray for Wembanyama, just so you guys know. I'm just letting you know. They win 2 games, everybody might get fired today. So just kind of letting you guys know. Stephen, you are connected. What's going on, my guy? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing excellent. I actually just had a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Because I was looking at a couple futures. I don't know if you're doing any futures bets, but last year around this time, I kind of liked the momentum that the Celtics were building, and I took them to make the finals. They had some really good odds. Now, the one I'm kind of looking at, I don't know if they can make the finals because their defense is so suspect and they have no experience, but the Kings at plus 2,800, my thinking is if I just sprinkle on that, and if they could make the Western Conference Finals, you get a nice little cash out opportunity. So I was just wanting to know what are your thoughts on maybe like sprinkling on the Kings to make the finals.
Bro, I could not talk you off, Stephen. I could not talk you off, bro. The way that offense is playing, and I mean, you think about it like who. I know defense typically wins, right? So right now, if I had to pick a favorite to win the championship, I'm picking the Bucks. I think the Celtics have kind of tailed off just a tad bit. I'm not saying you count them out, but I do think the Bucks fully healthy last year might have beat them. They did take them to game 7 without him. So the West is so wide open right now, Stephen. And the other thing is this, man, like I was looking at some earlier, or I heard somebody talking, I can't remember which one, but out of all the teams in the Western Conference, it's 8 teams right now that's, guaranteed a playoff spot. And then you got the play-in. The only team in the West that got a winning road record is the Kings, bro. They 19-13, I think, or something like that. No other team has a winning road record. So what that tells me is that you're not going to Sacramento and getting a win. Most teams, like, people not betting on, you know what I mean? People not betting against the Kings in Sacramento. So what that tells me is that, it's at least worth, like you said, worth something, Stephen. And they, they probably going to win the first round because whoever they play against going to have to, come to, barring any injury, of course, a lot of injury implications with taking futures, but I could not talk you off, bro, of sprinkling on them to get anywhere.
The process too is like there's just so much uncertainty in the West because if you look at the playoffs, it usually comes down to teams that have chemistry. And to be honest, if everyone's fully healthy, there's so many with LeBron and KD. I like the Lakers and the Suns, to be honest, out West way more than the Kings. But with KD, you don't know what that's going to look like. You don't know what's going on with LeBron's foot. You don't know what's going on with Luka. And if you just go one by one on all these teams, it's just like such a crapshoot where it's just like 2,800 odds where if I put down $10 and they make the Western Conference Finals, I might get like, I don't know, like $100 buyout, and I will 10 times my money on like $10, you know?
Absolutely, Steph. Exactly why I couldn't talk you off, bro. Could not talk you off of that at all. Kings are balling right now. I just said, I said that I think they. I was listening to in the morning. I tend to listen to ESPN, not ESPN, NBA Sirius XM radio, and they got the NBA channel on there with Frank Isola, who covers the Nets, and Brian Scalabrine, who covered the Celtics. And I just listen to the people call in, and I listen to what they say. And something that something interesting that I just heard recently, Stephen, is like what was I going with that? I think it was something about the Kings, something about I don't know what I was about to say, but anyway, it was gonna be a great point that I was gonna add. I don't know what it was.
I feel you, bro. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little biased because I saw the Knicks play there, but listen, I'm a Knicks fan, but I always rock the Kings back, that 0-1 team. I always say that's my favorite basketball team I've ever seen play. I know, y'all got that chip because y'all cheated. But
that's a fact. That's a fact. I'll admit to that.
Yeah, but like I just think there's something to like a fan base that like all those home games is gonna be like a college game. Like they're gonna be staying in the whole game.
That's a
like,
fact.
I don't know.
That's a fact. No, you're right.
For fun.
You're right.
$10 on that, see how that goes.
No, you are absolutely right. Oh, I know what I was hearing. So this is what I heard. I heard that I heard somebody say that they were talking about the whole Trey Lyles and Brooke Lopez situation, and they were saying how like anybody who watched that, they know Giannis kind of instigated the whole thing. But if you listen to the post game interview, you hear Coach Mike Brown say like it really don't matter like what happened. Like all of our guys got our guys' backs, and we might lose a game, but we're gonna stay together. You know what I mean? So it's just like this cohesiveness. Like he's getting everybody to buy in. I think they actually like each other. And I also just
dogs on that team,
they do, bro.
Like, off the bench and win a playoff game by himself.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. And I think to me it kind of feels like they care about winning stuff. You know what I mean? Like some teams lose, and you can't really tell that they lost because they happy, they smiling. You know what I mean? For the Kings, it kind of feel like they understand like they're the hunted right now, and they're trying their best to continue. Every game is like a playoff game for them already. You know what I mean? Like it ain't too many games they taking off, ain't too many quarters they taking off. Like I'm not betting against them right now, which is why I'm not on the Bulls.
I appreciate you, bro.
Nah, absolutely, bro.
And just to add to that, Chris, like I swear, no lead is safe against that Kings team.
Never, prop.
You could be up by 20 in 2 minutes. You're only up by like 5. It's crazy how fast they get points on the board.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact, man. Great question from Stephen. Future question too, man. Let me kick it to Z. I think Z might be. I don't know. Z might been up here before, but Z, let me kick it to you. Cam, I'm trying to get you connected as well, bro. It looks like you still is just spinning right now. And then let me get Kosai up here as well, and then I'll take one more, and then we'll get up off here. Z, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you good, bro? What's going on, man? How you doing?
All right, man. How you feeling today?
I'm good, bro. I'm all right, man. I won't complain. Won't complain at all, man. Another day above the dirt, So we trying to cash some tickets today, Everything going good. How about yourself? How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing well, man. I'm in the middle of buying a house right now, so I've been on and off with the sports bet. And I was big on your channel on the list on Spaces last season, and I did okay, and I made a this season, and I just didn't get a chance to do it the way I wanted to. But pushing to the playoffs, man, I've been tuning in with you guys every day, and I'll keep doing so. And then I'll tip as I see fit. If I catch a guy's play and I made a decent believe, I'll find a cash app or something, and I'll send him his money. But anyway, just wanted to ask a few questions since you gave me the opportunity to talk. I'm a big narrative guy. You guys spoke about it before. You got Joel Embiid, Donovan Mitchell playing Joel Embiid, so he spoke about that. You got Warriors on the road. There have been 30 wins. Do you think that's on the money? Do you think the 76ers come in and beat Donovan Mitchell? Or do you think Joel Embiid and it's like showboat his MVP stuff and just come get a good money line win between the 76ers and the Warriors getting a road win? You think that happens just strictly 2 money lines?
Hold on. You said so. You saying take the Cavs on the money line and parlay it with the Warriors on the money line?
the 76ers really, but yeah, either or. Do you think one of those guys, those big head honcho alpha males, just comes up and make a big performance, and it's kind of nothing that the 76ers or the Cavs could do if Joel Embiid or Donovan Mitchell decides to take over the game?
I would look more toward. To me, it kind of feels like so. So this is the thing. This is why the game is hard. If it was in Philly, it'd be a lot easier for me to take the 76ers. But the Cavs play so hard at home. Like they haven't lost but a handful of games. I just don't want them against the 76ers that's so hot right now. And they got full squad. Like the 76ers got a full squad right now. I added them. If you guys didn't know, I did add them to the bottom at the the best bets of the day. So Clippers team total over. Celtics, Timberwolves under 234, Kings and the Bulls under 238, and I did take the Sixers minus the 2.5. Just based on the rest advantage. I watched the interviews last night, Z, and Karis LeVert, I think he hit 4 or 5 threes last night, so he was the guy that they were interviewing last night. I think Serena Winters is the lady that covers the Cavs, and she was just asking like, you guys really came out here and fought hard against the Charlotte Hornets, like. What was that about? And Karis LeVert was like, we locked in. Like, we understand the task at hand tonight. We understand what we got to do tomorrow. We know that the Philadelphia 76ers are coming in. So I'm not saying it's going to be an easy win. I just feel like the 76ers are in better form. I like them because they have the rest advantage. There's also a 3rd and 4 for the Cavs. They'll be without Jared Allen, so I don't necessarily want to bet on him because of how much he does on the defensive end. And the Cavs can go through spurts. On the offensive end where they really struggle to score when you relying on guys like Cedi Osman, who had a good game last night, Karis LeVert. Donovan Mitchell might not be 100% tonight. Do I think he's gonna give it his all? Absolutely. But I would look more towards Embiid to dominate over Donovan Mitchell, but we'll see, man. I'm not big on betting against the Cavs.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear too, because if you parlay just the 76ers and Warriors money line, I didn't ask much about the Warriors because I'm sold on them. I'm team Steph. I'm team Clay and all those guys. I think they're making a playoff push right here. I think they need those road wins, and I think this is one of the road wins they get.
Okay.
That parlay with the 76ers winning is plus 295, plus 300, and that was kind of the angle I was looking at. Just those two on a narrative base. Like Warriors is getting this win, and does MVP Joel Embiid come out to play today? And if that's a yes, then I'll parlay these two.
I think so, Z. I definitely think so, Z. I think he come to play. Look, this is what I also tell you, Z. Put a little something more. If you're gonna do that, put a little something more Steph to go over his points. If that's your guy, with Embiid to go over his points, just in case Golden State don't get that win tonight. That's a nice little pivot. I'm not talking you off of your play, but because I didn't take the Clippers on the spread or on the money line. I just played their team total over. What you say, Z?
No, that's great. I'm putting that in right now, both points, and I'm probably on both for a unit, and that's it. I don't do too much on a night-to-night basis.
Yeah, no, I like it, bro. Keep your units, small. Congratulations on the crib too, man. Always nice see a young black man buying a house, man. I love that.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Keep doing what you do. You don't need nobody to tell you that, but as always, a lot of people have been giving you your props, man. You do a great thing. You've been doing a great thing for God knows how long. Like I said, I picked up last season. So keep doing your thing, man. Much love to you.
No, I appreciate that, Z. Best of luck to you as well, man. Keep doing your thing, my brother. Keep doing your thing. Let me see if I can get Jeff connected. Cam, I couldn't get you connected, man. It kept dropping. Jeff, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, Chris?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. How you been?
I'm good, man. I can't complain, man. What's going on? What you liking for today? Give us some action.
Yeah, hey, I'll throw in. You saw it in the chat. I'll throw in my 2 cents on that Cleveland game, though. Obviously, real quick. I gave it out earlier. I was on with ChrisBeCappinn, and my best bet on that show was Joel Embiid over his PRA is 45.5. So when Allen got ruled out, the line didn't move, but he got juiced. So it's sitting like minus 145. So I liked it a little more earlier. You use it as a parlay leg for the guys that like it. But, I still obviously like that number. He's gone off. I mean, he's done it every way. He's had 11 out of his last 16 games. He's put up 30-plus points. And 8 of the last 16, he's had double-digit rebounds. 5 games, he's had 5-plus assists. And, yeah, I think he dominates without Allen. But I like Stevens' rebounds. He's going to start. I think if anything, I don't think Mobley's going to be getting many rebounds tonight. I think he's going to be trying to use every last pound that he has on his body to try and keep Embiid off those boards and have any hope there. So I think you're looking at the other Cleveland guys to pick up some rebounds tonight. And I think I jumped on right at the tail end of you saying it, but I like that Boston, Minnesota under too. Boston, I mean, they're 11-21 under on the road this year, or over-under on the road this year. Minnesota's 14-22 over-under at home. But what really stood out to me, Minnesota's 0-7 over-under at home off a double-digit win. And they're averaging under 219 points in those. And they're 2-13 over-under at home after a game that went over the total. And they're staying under 222 in those. That's like, I think, I haven't checked the lines on that game in a little while, but I believe that's like 14 or 15 points below where we're looking at the line for tonight. And I just don't see that Minnesota offense showing up. And I don't think Boston puts up, 130. I just don't see that happening. Maybe in Minnesota, maybe with that sense in mind, we look Minnesota team total under there. But I don't see a whole lot of points coming out of that Boston Minnesota game either. So those are definitely my top looks.
Love them, Jeff. Love them. This is a SDQL guru as well as most people. Hopefully, you guys know, but Jeff is deep in the streets out here when it comes to the SDQL. So is his father. If you guys don't know, love all that information to back up that under. Also, I'm just looking at post All-Star break, Minnesota 10th defense. I'm sorry, 8th defensively with a 111 defensive rating. Boston not too far behind them. But if you look at Minnesota offensively, they are bottom 10 offensively post All-Star break. Only a 112 offensive rating, and that's with having a good game against the Atlanta Hawks the other day as well. So even more of a reason to like that under as well, Jeff. I just think Boston bounces back defensively. They're locked in this spot after giving up after losing as a double-digit road favorite against the Houston Rockets. They had probably a little embarrassed, and they typically play defense in that spot. I also think that Timberwolves need playoff seeding. So everything you said with everything I said, let's ride with the under, man. It's still a lot of value on it. Like I said, if you guys want to wait, you can take it after Gobert gets rolled in. But I like the under in that spot, man. I really like the under in that spot. I think it's more of like a 112 to 108 type game, maybe 115 to 108, something like that. But I don't see them, combining for 234 points. So did play the under there. Appreciate Jeff as well. Hey, what's up, Frank? I see your hand went back up.
Yeah, I could give Steph. I'm not Cam's plays out. Yeah, DM'd him to me since he's having a hard time.
What do you got, Fred?
He's on Sacramento -1. DeMar DeRozan 24.5. And then those are the 2 ones. Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't talk him off either one of those. I kind of talked about DeRozan when NBA props is up, and Kings gonna be a tough one, man. I do think that it's a live betting spot in that Kings game for sure as well. Kings do play tomorrow, something to kind of take into consideration. I talked about it earlier. They do got Brooklyn tomorrow. Brooklyn being their first game off the road trip out west. They're coming off the loss last night against the Oklahoma City Thunder after beating the Denver Nuggets the other day. So yeah, I can see that. Jeff, I want to kick it back to you, and then I'm gonna close out. What up, Jeff?
So I was just gonna add, if that guy's still on here that was talking that Kings future, I actually kind of like that look because I think two of the biggest things you guys said. Obviously, the offense isn't in question. In a potential with those odds looking forward, the offense isn't what we're questioning. And going back to what you even said before, I know Mike Brown well. He's a defensive-minded dude. And if anybody can pull a defensive, mindset out of an offensive team in a must-win situation, it's gonna be him. And I don't care if Sacramento ends with the 2 seed. One of the biggest things that you need is the ability to win on the road. Because nobody wants to go to Golden State and have to win, or whoever the number one seed is. Nobody wants to have to go to a Game 7. Nobody wants to be in a must-win on the road, except for the freaking Kings. And I'm not saying that they're going to win, but if there's one team that I would bet in the West in a must-win on the road, no matter who they're playing, I would find it hard to argue for any other team in the West. And I think that that's a huge aspect when you're talking about a postseason run. We're not talking about the best team. We're talking about the team that could potentially win, a 7-game series 3 times potentially. And I know that's at the long end, but you got to win 21 games, and 3 sig 9, at least 9 of them are on the road. You still got to get it done. I don't care if you got home court advantage. So I don't mind that look with that plus money.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Jeff. That's a great point. Fred, kick it back to you, and then we're going to wrap up. Kyrie did just get ruled out, if people don't know, and Christian Wood is available, and Tim Hardaway Jr. is out. Absolutely got to look at Hardy in this game. Absolutely got to look at Josh Green in this game. If you guys don't know who they are, just go check their box scores. They're playing against the Spurs, and they should go crazy today. I got to figure out which one I want to play, but I'm probably going to sprinkle on one of those guys as well. What up, Fred?
You just took the words right out of my mouth, man. Green lights to go. Jeff Hardy, Christian Wood, and Josh Green, man. Green lights on all 3.
Yes, sir. It's going to be crazy. Also, Zach Collins already ruled out, so it could be a Christian Wood game. Zach Collins can't guard anybody either, but without him, they're going to be really struggling. Christian Wood double. All that could be in play tonight, man. It's a lot. Yeah, that creates a lot of opportunity for this Dallas Maverick team tonight. San Antonio might be a winnable game for them too. Dallas fighting for their playoff lives right now too, as they fall out of seeding with Luka out. Kyrie's missed the last game as well. I know they're on a 2-game slide, kind of dropping in the playoffs as well. Their seeding has dropped a lot. So, yeah, definitely be looking at Jaden Hardy. Definitely be looking at Josh Green. Those guys should, play really, really well. Just a recap of all my plays. I think I had them up. I don't know how I took them off. But recap of all my plays that I'm official on, if you guys are watching on Twitter. And then I'll say them out loud. So this is not a recap. That is a recap. Best bets for today. I took the Clippers team total over 118.5. The Celtics and the Timberwolves under 234. The Kings and the Bulls under 238. There are injury implications in both of those under. So if you guys wanted to wait, totally fine with that. And I also added the Cavs. The Celtics. Added the Sixers minus the 2.5. If anybody want to ride with me on the road favorite today in Cleveland. Not going to be a popular play because I know a lot of people don't want to fade the Cavs at home. I don't either, but I see value on this line without Jared Allen, and I like the rest advantage, even though the Cavs play well without the rest advantage. So those are the 4 official plays for me. I'm also going to put something right with my guy, NBA props. He talked about Austin Reeves over the 3.5 assists. I'm taking that look. And Frag mentioned Steph over 27.5 points. It's something that's hitting 8 of the last 9 road games for this Golden State team. So I like both of those looks a lot. But we also got a lot of other looks that I like as well. I'm just not going to go through all of them. But that's the show for today, man. If you guys, an hour, 18 minutes in the books. I'm about to go hop in the shower, grab some dinner, turn the games on. If you guys could, hit the like button for me. Share the show if you guys can as well. I appreciate everybody tuning in, all the support. Everybody, man, all of the guests, all of the questions. Shout out to my guy Stephen. Vaughn ain't come up today, but appreciate Vaughn. I see the OG Wham in the building. Frag, everybody that contributed to the show, NBA props, Jeff, everybody in the YouTube comment section, man. I'm really I'm grateful for the community, man. Always thankful for you guys. So hit the like button for me. I'm not doing a show in the morning. There will be no Cashed It with Chris in the morning, but I'll be back tomorrow evening for this ChrisBeCappinn NBA show at 5:30. And then Friday morning, I will have a Cashed It with Chris show. But I'm going to go ahead and start working on the games tomorrow. Might pop something out for you guys if I see something early that I like. But best of luck to you guys tonight. Hope everybody cash, have more, win more than they lose. I'm out.